invitation to either close your eyes, set your gaze downward. Just taking these first few moments to check in with your body. It's little details like noticing your feet touching the floor, making sure you have the right amount of support, that your spine has enough of an angle to keep you alert, whether that's leaning forward or leaning back and getting a little comfier. And just remembering there's no right or wrong way to show up. You just get to practice. Take a little bit of time to tend to yourself. And so you begin to settle, just noticing your breath, maybe the sound of the wind or a fan, or the sound of nothing, or the sound of people. And as you notice what's happening around you externally, just bringing your attention more and more internal. Movement of breath, even subtler, noticing that still space between breaths. Reminder, the goal is not to be silent and still the whole time. The goal is not to be forceful about the practice, but just to allow yourself to show up moment by moment. Sometimes the stillness feels easeful. Sometimes the stillness feels irritating.
Okay.
Sometimes we're feeling distracted or sleepy. Just noticing how you feel, giving yourself permission to feel how you feel, and then taking care of yourself the best you can in each moment. Offering yourself gentleness. It's okay that I'm feeling this way. So offering yourself compassion, meeting yourself with your own goodness. And in the moments where you feel some ease, just inviting it in, leaning into that ease. Because invariably the ease shifts and changes. We get distracted again. And that's okay. It's just part of the practice. Right here in this moment, what does my breath feel like? Just notice my breath, and that's enough.
So we stay, we're just checking in with ourselves, noticing when our mind has moved, and just taking a moment to breathe again and paying attention to the breath. I might even appreciate, thank goodness my body was breathing for me. We don't have to think our way into each breath. Our body just does it. And then we have this opportunity right now to just observe this breath. Feel it come in. Notice the expansiveness of the inhale. And inviting a little softening, a little relaxation in our body as we exhale. And then we begin again. Here comes a fresh new breath. Just strengthening our ability to watch what's happening rather than getting caught up in every single thought that comes our way. Oh, there's a thought. And here's my breath again. Oh, I'm caught in the future. I notice I'm stuck in a loop about the future today. That's okay. Here's my breath again. And suddenly we're right back in the present. Just moment by moment, breath by breath. And inner stillness, working with our mind just as much as we're being with our body.
The being with, that's our anchor. Just being able to check back in with our body again and again and again as often as needed. And working with compassion to the best of our ability. Offering ourselves grace. Offering ourselves our own permission to feel how we feel. And in this practice of self-compassion, we've been working with these tools of awareness, curiosity, connection. Awareness or mindfulness of a thought instead of getting caught up in the thought. Curiosity instead of judgment. Judgment is disconnecting. Curiosity is reconnecting. That brings us to that third part, connection itself. Reconnecting to the present through the gateway of our body. Noticing your feet touching the floor. Also connecting in this sangha, in this community. Knowing I'm not alone, especially in the difficult feelings. I'm supporting myself, also receiving support through breath, through being in this practice together. Just reconnecting again and again. What does my breath feel like? In these last minutes together, I'm going to share a few words from Joanna Macy, author and activist, delightful teacher. And the way that we talk about compassion, my original Latin root, it means with suffering. The word compassion means to be with suffering. So it's meeting the difficulty in life with gentleness and tenderness and openness. And these are her words for talking about compassion. She says, we are capable of suffering with our world, and that is the true meaning of compassion. It enables us to recognize our profound interconnectedness with all beings. Please don't ever apologize for the trees burning, please don't ever apologize for crying for the trees burning in the Amazon or over the waters polluted from the mines in the Rockies. Don't apologize for the sorrow, the grief, and the rage that you may feel. It is a measure of your humanity and your maturity. It is a measure of your open heart. And as your heart breaks open, there will be room for the world to heal. That is what is happening as we see people confronting the sorrows and the difficulties of being human. The most radical thing any of us can do at this time is to be fully present to what is happening. With that, I'll invite you to bring your hands into any of your closing habits or practices. You might bring your palms together, stack your hands over your heart. It's contacting yourself with your hands. And we'll end with a few loving kindness phrases, just repeating them back if they make sense for you. May I remember to practice presence today. May I take time to notice one breath at a time. And when action is needed, may I choose to move with ease and peace. And then take your time. Whenever you feel complete, you can open your eyes or find a little movement. As always, taking a moment to thank yourself for setting aside time. Thank you, Sangha, for your support, practice together. Let me know if you have questions as always.